Have you ever had one of those days where pain was so bad you didn't even want to move, but life kept demanding more from you? You pushed through it because, well, you have to, but on the inside, wondering, is this really all there is for me? Has life really come to this? I know that feeling from experience. And today I want to share how chronic pain became my greatest teacher and how it can become your catalyst for a better life as well. Welcome back to the Inspired Well Minded Woman podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Denise, your wellness mindset and resilience coach. Today I'm going to talk about a subject that doesn't always get the attention it deserves: living with chronic pain. So many of us suffer in silence, feeling like no one truly understands what we're going through. But what if that pain you're feeling, as frustrating and relentless as it might be, could actually be the motivation you need to make the changes you've been wanting? Today, we're going to explore how to reframe chronic pain from a constant burden into a source of strength and transformation. Sounds crazy, right? Like, how do you do that when you live with chronic pain and you're battling chronic pain day to day? Well, did you know that millions of women across the globe deal with chronic pain every single day? And I'm not talking about female veterans like me, disabled veterans like me. Women who have never even been in the military, regular everyday women, deal with chronic pain every single day. Studies have shown that chronic pain not only impacts physical health, but also leads to higher rates of anxiety, depression, and a sense of isolation. And oh my goodness, that is so true because I've lived this, I've experienced this. And the mental load of just trying to keep up can be overwhelming. And yet, research also reveals that adapting even small, consistent steps towards a better self care, even light movement and mindful eating, or simply reframing our mindset can significantly reduce pain levels and improve overall well being. You see, when we understand that chronic pain isn't just a physical condition, but a whole body experience, we can start making changes that really matter. So, Sister Leader, when you're living with chronic pain, it doesn't just stop your body. It doesn't just affect your body. It affects every part of your life. And if you deal with chronic pain, you know exactly what I am talking about. Some days, even the simplest tasks feel overwhelming. Other days, it can be so overwhelming. The pain could be so excruciating. Sometimes, let's keep it real, you may even feel like checking out of your body. And it's not just about the physical discomfort, it's the emotional and social toll that chronic pain has on our lives. Chronic pain can lead to withdrawing from the people you care about, avoiding social situations, and also feeling misunderstood or judged. And who wants to be misunderstood? Who wants to feel judged, right? And if you are here listening to this and seeing this, I know that you are a strong woman. I know that you have been the go-to for so many in life. But you hold in the silence of the pain that you deal with, and you don't really want to talk about it. And you may not even realize that it causes you to push people away. So let's talk about something that often goes unspoken. Chronic pain even has an impact on your sex life. When you're in constant pain, the idea of physical intimacy and closeness can feel more stressful than pleasure. I mean, let's be real, right? Your back hurts really bad. The last thing you're thinking about is being intimate and close to someone, especially if you don't have a handle on the pain and you know how to self manage and work yourself through it. You don't want to be touched or humped on, right? Twist and turned in whatever positions you can think of. No, you don't want to be dealing with that and your body screaming pain, right? So this will also put a strain on your relationship, leaving you feeling disconnected from your partner and yourself. See, I know this struggle all too well. Like I said, I am a disabled female veteran. I was in the Marine Corps, and I deal with and have battled chronic pain for many years. And to be quite honest, I let it control my life for a while. I felt the frustration of wanting to be fully present in my relationships, but the pain made me pull back. And quite frankly, I didn't know any better. I experienced the emotional blocks that go up when the discomfort from chronic pain make intimacy feel like a chore instead of a connection. And not that it was intentional for me to push my partner away, but you just don't realize sometimes that that's what's happening when when your pain levels are high and excruciating. And I lived with a high level of pain for a very long time, suffering in silence, doing my best to just get along and not be a bother to others that may be around me. And for a long time, I thought I just had to deal with it. I thought this is going to have to be my reality forever, especially when doctors were telling me what I could no longer do, the normal things I could no longer do, like run. I used to be an avid runner when I was younger. I haven't ran in years. Do I miss it? Yes. That was something else that added to my depression, learning that I could not do the things that I once did because of the chronic pain. But you can still live. You may not be able to do all the things you once did prior to whatever the cause of the onset of chronic pain in your life. There's still life to live. So while the reality may be that there is some chronic pain there that you deal with every day, the way that we approach it and how we nurture ourselves, how we nurture the relationship, both with ourselves and our partners, can change everything. Imagine you're in a loving, healthy relationship, but you have chronic pain. Your partner does not know that you are experiencing high levels of pain, but you're moody, you're mean, and you don't want to be bothered. Is your partner supposed to read your mind? No. So it starts by acknowledging what's not working for you. And then it starts by also making small shifts that help us rebuild those connections. Not just with our partners, but with ourselves first. And be willing to openly share how we're feeling in that moment, how it's truly affecting us. I know you don't want to be a burden. I don't want to be a burden. But I'm telling you, being that, putting on that strong face and suffering silently through it, it's not the way to go, because that's added pressure that we're putting on ourselves, right? Besides, whoever said that we had to be that strong woman while we're dealing with chronic pain and the rest of the stuff that we're dealing with in life? Whoever said that that was what we were supposed to do? So start making those small changes and start thinking about how we can also change our mindset around living with chronic pain and what we can proactively do to make things better. See, you have chronic pain. Chronic pain does not have to have you. It doesn't have to control your life and stop you from living. And we get caught up in that, thinking about all the things we can no longer do, or we can't do this and we can't do that, because the pain is so high. It's unbearable, right? Some days worse than others. Some of us are walking around living in pain levels 7 to 8, if you want to go on the pain level chart, right? So there are things that we can do, starting with our mindset and how we look at living with chronic pain, so we can get back to life. So, Sister Leader, the truth is, chronic pain touches every area of your life. That's undeniable. It can impact you, both your physical health, but also your emotional health, your personal relationships, and even your sense of self. Chronic pain doesn't make you incapable of living life. It does not make you worthless. So stop telling yourself those things that add more insult to injury on the emotional and mental level. And that's why it's so important to take small, meaningful steps to restore your confidence, to strengthen your body, and to help you reconnect with what makes you feel alive and deserving. When I began my wellness journey, I knew that I had to shift my mindset first. I knew that. Because the attitude that I had about my life just shifting, changing, not being able to live the life I had planned for myself, not being able to do the activities that I loved, and having to now think about social events and outings that I can participate in. Because there was a time I stayed away from it all. I didn't want to be bothered. I didn't want to be around family. I didn't want to go out with friends. I certainly didn't want to sit up in somebody's event with my feeling cramped and can't really move and stretch out and get comfortable. Those are the realities of living with chronic pain. So I learned I'm guilty of isolating, but I didn't know I was doing that. It was through me taking an active, proactive role in wanting to heal myself and truly be a partner in my own health, wellness, and well-being, and choosing to live my life, is when I took on that attitude after I realized that I had a different choice to make. I can either let chronic pain control my life and have me, or I can say, okay, I'm going to live my life the best way I know how, even with chronic pain. So I had to make that mindset shift first. And you can do the same. So I stopped seeing my pain and making excuses for pain as the obstacle keeping me from living my life. And instead, I viewed it as a signal that something needed to change. Because you really don't know how your lifestyle habits are contributing to pain. So I had to look at, what is it that I needed to change? Because we really don't know. It's more than just taking a pain pill or taking some type of anti-inflammatory medication and going on about life. And as I said, being a disabled veteran, I've taken anti-inflammatory drugs for a very long time. And I can tell you, it can get to a point where they no longer work. So there had to be a change that I had to make, but that came from me really being honest and being willing to take that power of taking my life back and seeing how I could make the changes and where I could make the changes in my life to embrace alternative measures. So I started with walking with just a few minutes a day without a cane, because I walked with a cane for a very long time, and I still have my canes that I walk with as needed. There was a time when I was walking with it every single day. just to get up to go to the bathroom. So I started taking those small steps of walking without a cane. And as I had shared before, you may have heard me say in a different session that I had a doctor whisper to me that it takes strong muscles to support your joints. So I could no longer, make excuses that I was in so much pain. I had to do something, because if I was going to be in pain anyway, I can either be in the pain, suffering, laying on the couch, griping about why me, or I can endure the pain of strengthening my body that will reduce the pain in the long run so I can get back to living life. And that small action, being proactive, moving at my own pace while listening to my body, helped me feel more in control. Because I'm going to tell you, when people are in pain, it feels like they don't have control or grip on life. So being in control by taking these small steps without overwhelming myself and pushing myself too far helped me feel like I had some sense of control and sense of self in my life again. Now, over time, those walks that I was taking became a mental reset. It was a space where I could clear my mind and just appreciate that I was still able to walk. I may not be running like I used to, but I started appreciating that I could still walk. So that was also a space that I had to clear my mind of all those negative thinking, all of the feeling sorry for myself that my life was now different. It was time for me to release that stress and for me to embrace and start feeling a sense of accomplishment by just getting up and walking just a few steps without my cane. And then it evolved from there of doing a little bit more and doing a little bit more at a time. This was no time for go hard or go home. It's about being smart about how you approach making the changes for yourself. So I also began making thoughtful choices about my diet by reducing foods that contributed to inflammation, like fried food, ice cream, potato chips, pastries. Yeah, I was a cookie monster. Yes, I was a cookie monster. I would love a cookie. Oh my gosh. Yes, but I had to give it up. Because those types of foods, sugars, right? They make your pain worse. And then it starts increasing the inflammation and the pain in your body when you consume the foods that are inflammatory foods. And you may be consuming something you don't even realize that's adding insult to injury for your own life. And then when I realized that for myself, I started increasing and adapting a cleaner, healthier eating regimen with foods like green vegetables. Now, I've always eaten green vegetables, but when I started really reevaluating how I was treating myself, how I was feeding myself, realizing that I was medicating pain with food, there were no vegetables on my plate. And French fries don't count as a vegetable here, okay? Let's just be clear. So we're not going to talk about French fries. Because again, it's fried. And we're not going to even talk about the sweet potato fries either. That doesn't count. Okay, it's a vegetable. So stop it. When I was looking at my plate, those were the vegetables, the fries, the sweet potato fries, right? That were on my plate. But that wasn't the healthiest choice. So the cleaner, healthier food choices that I would make were the green vegetables. I realized I wasn't getting enough, and I started adding steamed green vegetables to my plate. Instead of eating fried fish and fried chicken, it was baked fish and baked chicken. Instead of drinking sweet tea or lemonade, I started drinking more water. So I had to eliminate a lot of sugar out of my daily diet because they were adding insult to injury and my pain was already high. I'm battling chronic pain every single day. And then you're going to feed the pain by the food choices? Well, you can't change what you don't know, first and foremost. So hopefully now that you know that your diet may consist of inflammatory foods that can increase the pain in your body, now you can start eliminating those things. Because when you do, then you will start feeling the difference in your body and your mood. Food also impacts your mood. Now, this isn't about that today. We're not this session isn't about your mood per se, but chronic pain affects your mind, your mood, your body, your whole life. The foods you eat affect your mind, your mood, your whole body. So if you're not putting in the right fuel, then you're not going to get the right response for your body to start healing itself or and calming itself down because you're putting into your body the things that keep your body on fire. And it doesn't have to be an extreme overhaul. It was about choosing one better option at a time. And those small choices add up to helping me feel more energetic and optimistic. And what's more important, it also helped me to feel more connected to my purpose. It was about combining more movement along with healthier eating habits. The reality is, if you don't move, you become more stiff, and pain does what? It increases. So meals and movement are key to alternative management of chronic pain. You can do this. Now I know that you're thinking you're too swollen or it's too painful to exercise. I thought the same thing. But if you think about it for a moment, whenever you go see the doctor for pain, you end up going to probably a physical therapist or some type of pain management clinic, right? If you really live with or have a diagnosis for chronic pain, you're either at some point you've seen a physical therapist and you've probably been to a pain management clinic. But think about it. When you go to a therapist, a physical therapist, what does the physical therapist make you do when you're in session? Move, right? They make you move, whether it's riding a bike, whether it's being on the treadmill, some type of activity, depending on your injury or the whatever, yeah, your injury or situation is, they have you move. So doesn't it make sense to include regular exercise therapy as a part of your regular ongoing self-care regimen? See, some of us go to physical therapy and when our sessions have ended, we think, "Oh, we don't no longer should be doing those exercises," when actually we should continue to do those exercises and then some to not only restore function and hopefully flexibility, but to strengthen ourselves. Doesn't that make sense? But oftentimes we give up. But I tell you what, that's what I did. I started to think about why not do the exercises that I did in therapy at home? Why not do it as a part of an exercise regimen, a self care regimen to keep me functional and as flexible as possible so I can get back to living life? Because I'm telling you, being depressed on the sofa is not a way to live. That's what I continue to do. So it has become a reality for me, a lifestyle. And it was more important for me to reduce my chronic pain the best way I knew how. And it started with the exercises that the professionals were giving me to do when I was going to therapy. And you too can do the same. because only you have the power to make that change for yourself. Pain does not have to ruin your life, nor does it have to stop you from living your life to the fullest. The journey, this journey of living a wellness lifestyle and managing chronic pain is not just about managing pain in and of itself. It's about reclaiming the life that you deserve. So, my mission is to support women leaders like you to reclaim your wellness and renew your confidence and end the silent suffering with courage to truly be your authentic best self, regardless of pain. So, if this resonates with you or you know someone who battles chronic pain, but do their best to show up as strong as they can, like share this with them, share this session with them. And whether you know someone specifically or not, I would love for you to share this episode with your friends and your network. See, together, we can reach 100,000 women worldwide in the next 12 months to make a global difference. None of us have to go this journey alone, but we think we're alone because no one is talking about it. And like I said, making those small steps, moving is really important. So I want to invite you to join the free 30-day Walk to Wellness Challenge. It's about excuse me, it's about progress here, putting yourself as a priority in your life, not adding more to your already full plate. But if you make yourself a priority and start managing pain in the best way you know how, with alternative measures, with movement and quality meals, taking these simple yet consistent steps to being a healthier you, I mean, come on. How much better can your life be? Each day, you have a small action to follow when you join the free 30-day Walk to Wellness Challenge. These short walks will help you take a moment for reflection for yourself. And they help you build healthy habits that make you feel good and that fit into your lifestyle. You don't have to do this alone. At least after this session, you don't, because now you know you're not alone out here suffering in silence. So when you join, you'll also be a part of a growing community of women who, just like you, are ready to reclaim their wellness and live the life they deserve. I'll leave the link in the description for you to join the free 30-day Walk to Wellness wait list, and we can take this journey together. I'm already on the journey. I've been on my wellness journey for many years, and I continue. And to be honest, I have been resistant to allowing people to come on the journey with me because I've always thought people would be a distraction, right? And I have since changed my mindset about that because so many women were asking for my help outside of coaching. So many women continue to say, I need a partner. If I just know I'm doing it with you, I'm able to do it. I will show up